as an example of an investment anyone can make. Buffett cited the purchase of a company that would immediately increase one's wealth by 50%. However, that is not what you are thinking of. This video could be the best investment you could ever make if you want to improve your financial future. You may be wondering, how can I make such a strong statement? This is a bet that many have made before me, and it has had a huge impact on my current and future financial stability and income generation. The 5 key insights from the book and how Buffett used them to build his wealth are discussed here. I like the 4th one best. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel's updates. One of the ways I want to help you become a better investor is by letting you study the strategies of the world's most successful investors. Do not be a negative voice in the group. Some people have a high opinion of themselves, but many others share that opinion. It is the nature of the human race that most people behave this way. These people think that they are the most important thing on the planet. If you say something bad about someone, that person is likely to resent you. Warren is a specialist in following this protocol. Berkshire Hathaway is run by Warren Buffett as CEO. Berkshire Hathaway has a separate CEO at the helm for each of its companies. CEOs of each of these companies report directly to one of Berkshire Buffett's other CEOs. Buffett rarely, if ever, makes public statements condemning a CEO for a bad decision. Over the course of several hours, Warren Buffett speaks to the 40,000 or so shareholders who attend Berkshire Hathaway's annual shareholder meeting and the millions who tune in online. Every time one of Berkshire's companies makes a mistake, he is the one who must defend the company's actions. It is appropriate for Buffett to point out that the CEO of the company made this mistake. Buffett was not involved in this decision. The CEO was, but rather than embarrass the CEO for all the world to see, he takes full responsibility. Buffett is the ultimate authority in any situation. He believes that the fault lies with him and prefers to stand up for his team. Just think of the loyalty and awe he would inspire in the top executives of the companies he owns if he failed. It is not difficult to understand why those under his leadership think so highly of him. One of the richest investors in the world is extremely modest. Buffett was asked about his motivations for buying Apple stock. Buffett got the greatest return on his Apple investment. The return on that Apple investment was more than $100 billion for Buffett. He declined to take credit for the idea because he did not want to tarnish his reputation as the greatest investor of all time. He said one of the workers came up with the idea. No doubt, you are right about that. He said that Tom Combs, one of Buffett's lieutenants, was responsible for the idea. The latter helps him manage Berkshire Hathaway's stock portfolio. It's hard to put yourself in Todd Combs' shoes, but you can bet he felt terrible. Will he go the extra mile to find Buffett another profitable stock idea? As you might expect, he agrees. A Wall Street tycoon would not give away one of the greatest investments of all time to an employee in full view of the world's press. Herein lies the key to Buffett's phenomenal success. The praise he gives is unqualified. He believes that he will benefit in the long run from the increased loyalty and performance of his employees as a result of his decision. Todd Combs was reportedly offered hundreds of millions of dollars and asked to leave Berkshire Hathaway, even though that is far more than what he earned at Buffett, because working with Warren is more fun. Todd always says no. Put yourself in another person's shoes. The best way to explain everything is with an example. Your date and you had planned to go to a ball game. The only problem is that neither of you shares your partner's enthusiasm for sports. If you want to convince this person to see things your way, look at it from his point of view and think about what might tempt him to come along. So, if you want to keep the peace and watch a particular game, do not talk about it. Instead, work out a route to his preferred restaurant after the game. Putting other people's wants and needs above your own will get you closer to your goal. Warren Buffett's success shows that this idea can be used successfully in the business world as well. As CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren's job is to find promising companies to acquire. Warren and Berkshire look exclusively for excellent companies to buy. You can be sure that many people, some of whom are willing to outbid even Buffett, are interested in buying these companies. Warren has to negotiate a sale with the owner because he should be the one to buy the company. Buffett's reasons for buying are different from the sellers. Buffett would like to acquire the company, but has a strict budget in mind. On the other hand, the seller wants to get the most money out of the business. The seller may be missing a few necessities. One of them might be to keep an eye on things on a daily basis, investing in the well-being of the employees so that the company can avoid another sale in the near future. Buffett considers the seller's other concerns before making an offer. In this way, Buffett and Berkshire can buy high-quality companies below their fair market value. Avoid arguments. Bud Franklin, a hero of Charlie Munger, said it best. It is possible that you might win in a particular dispute or disagreement, but it would not feel like a victory. The reason is, you can never win the goodwill of your opponent. No matter how hard you try, you will never succeed. And even if you are right, we will not argue, for the simple reason that people agree with you. To make a long story short, you still failed. The other person's pride and self-esteem would have been hurt by this. For this reason, he no longer considers you trustworthy. As a result, you must expect to be on the losing side. Do your best to stay out of disputes. Indeed, Warren Buffett is a firm believer in this. Warren and Charlie Munger have worked together for over 50 years. How many years have gone by without a dispute between them? That is the reason they are able to work so well together. Both Warren and Charlie are sensible enough to know that they should do everything they can to avoid an argument. Keep in mind that Charlie likes to invest, but Warren does not. If they cannot come to an agreement, they are in trouble. Before Berkshire Hathaway grew to its current size, Warren Buffett learned the hard way that avoiding confrontation was important to the success of the company. It used to be a textile mill, and business was bad for a long time. Young Warren Buffett put a lot of money into the company. His plan was simple. The company bought back shares from the original investors and then liquidated its holdings. Specifically, Buffett took the risk that he could buy back his shares at a price only slightly higher than what he had paid for them. The CEO of Buffett's company contacted him. Buffett was able to negotiate a price with the store owner, and he agreed to sell him a seat. Buffett received an official offer that was $1.8 less than the informal price he had agreed on with the owner. In a fit of rage, Warren Buffett decided to invest heavily in the struggling textile company. Warren replaced the ousted founder as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett is still the overall winner, but ultimately did worse than his opponent in this particular debate. When Buffett took over the failing company, there was widespread support for him. A number of news outlets have commented on Warren's poor showing. Thank you to Buffett's enormous wealth, this story has a happy ending. Warren had to learn the hard way of the importance of staying out of trouble, but he did so because of this terrible experience. Acknowledge your mistakes and stand by them without hesitation. In the business world, investors are often reluctant to admit they are wrong. In most cases, experienced investors would simply overlook the mistake. Warren is wrong in this regard. Warren Buffett's enormous popularity stems in part from his humility and willingness to admit mistakes. Making mistakes is a normal part of an investor's process. One such mistake is underinvesting. For Buffett, this mistake has cost him time and energy throughout his life and career, and he has no problem telling it like it is. Warren Buffett's willingness to admit mistakes is one of his many likable qualities. For most people, however, this is rarely the case. One reason for Buffett's continued success is his ability to swim against the tide of public opinion when he thinks it is wrong. So, you are no longer in the dark. I hope you found this video entertaining. As a thank you for your time and attention, I would appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you found it useful. If you liked this video, the next one will blow you away.